What's up, everybody? How's everyone's Sunday going? Hopefully y'all can hear me all right. Quality of the audio is good. All right. Yo. Yeah, I gotta fucking wear this goddamn hoodie so y'all can't see my fucking neck. I'm getting sick and tired of all these comments about how beefy my fucking neck is. Y'all are just jealous because I cannot be strangled easily. Takes 2 hands to strangle me, minimum. Alright, cool. So, hope everyone's doing good. Everyone's having a good Sunday. I got my cozies on. It's pouring rain here and cold. So I woke up. I said, you know what? Let's be comfy today. Obviously had a little bit of a dipperoo tonight. Last night, I guess. And a lot of panic online. People wondering if the crash is going deeper. I mean, at the end of the day, I woke up. I slept like a rock. I think I slept for almost 12 hours because I've been up late every night of the week, right? Trading, as most of you have. I live on the west coast of Canada. So most of the moves have been happening at 1, 2 a.m. going into New York Open, which is like 6 a.m. here. So it's been rough. But making money, obviously, which is what matters. But yeah, I'm fucking tired. So I closed out a bunch of my margin long positions yesterday, luckily. But didn't take any sort of short exposure, didn't hedge, fully in spot still. So, took a little bit of dip in terms of US value, USD value. But in my opinion, we're still in a bull market here. I still expect Bitcoin to go higher. So all I'm interested in is doing it right now is protecting sats, right? Protecting Bitcoin value. I don't care as much about USD value. You're not gonna, I would rather eat downside on USD value, right? By holding Bitcoin and it dropping price rather than holding Tether and waking up to us at 50K, right? Because then I can buy less Bitcoin. In a bull market, you want to preserve that BTC value. The USD value is less important. In a bear market, it's the opposite. You want to accumulate more USD so you can buy cheaper Bitcoin, right? So obviously, the ideal move last night would have been close all your positions, open a short hedge, 1-1, tether up, whatever. At the end of the day, you can't catch every move. You want to catch most of the moves. You want to catch the meat of the moves, the big moves, but you're not going to catch every one. You need to come to that realization in trading. So this is one that I didn't catch, right? I went to bed, we were at 40K, we were at like 1330 ETH, and I woke up, we were at 36K. And, 1220 ETH, which is still, prices that we were at like not even a week ago. So you got to put it in perspective as well sometimes too, right? How fast we're going up, how much we're gaining. So then we have a little pullback. It's not really that big of a deal, right? If you guys have been here a while, right, there was months where we were at 3K, right? Months where we were at 6K, and there's just long ass periods of nothing, no volatility. So the fact that we have this volatility in and out every day means that as a trader, you have tons of opportunities to make money right now. Because the value of the asset, right, when you're a trader is irrelevant. All you need to know is whether it's moving or not. Up or down, doesn't matter. If it moves, you can make money, right? So, before we kind of get into the charts here, obviously this is Ethereum and Chill every Sunday, 3 p.m. same time. Thanks so much to Prime XBT for putting this on. Make sure to show them some love. They've really been helping me out over the months here to put these on for you guys. So use the link in the description to sign up. You get a 50% deposit bonus on your BTC. So if you deposit 1, you get 0.5 to trade with, which is awesome. Then you can trade gold with me, silver with me, commodities on there. You can obviously trade crypto. No KYC required. It's a solid exchange. If you have any questions, you can DM me about it. But yeah, please use the description, give them a follow on Twitter, use the link down there to help me out. Obviously, nothing I talk about here is financial advice. I'm a robot bird on the internet. So take everything with a grain of salt. Do your own research, right? There's a lot of risk in what we do here. But with that being said, let's get into it. So a little bit of a correction overnight. Overall, I'm still bullish. I still think we have one leg higher. To me, just delete the chart. How is this any different from this? Right? It could be, right? This could do this, right? But, these kind of moves happen along the way, right? A little bit of a stop run, wipe out all the lows, run it back turbo, right? So really what we need to see is this going to be the top, right? Or is this going to go higher? If you look at the 20K top, this drop happened really fast, right? So you didn't have a ton of time to sell the Pico top. And then it dropped and cascaded down very quickly. I just don't feel like we're at that point yet. Could we be? Sure. Could this be the beginning of the end? Absolutely. Anything's fucking possible, right? But I think at the time, right, for now, it still makes sense just to play this level to level, right? And dips are for buying. I think that is the modus operandi until we lose daily support, right? So I like to operate on a high time frame basis. You don't got a ton of levels recently here. This is the most recent daily level. It's a ways away from current price, right? This is all the way down at 32, 33K. But to me, until we lose this, I think some sort of massive correction is out of the question. What we could be baking in here, right? And if you look at this here, remember how I talked about the similarities between this move here, right, and this move here? Well, what we could be baking in here is a new daily floor, right? This could become, assume we pump to 50K from here. Let's just speak hypothetically. We do this. Well, now you've got a new daily level. That is your invalidation, right? Which would be great because this one is quite far away from price. We haven't really had a huge, mean reversion back to the support here on the daily in a while. So ideal situation, run it back turbo, send it fucking higher. I don't see a reason to be super bearish yet. The dip's been bought up pretty aggressively. We're coming into a weekly open here in about 30 minutes. We're going to have the Coinbase gorillas back on the bid, hopefully starting tomorrow, and we're just going to push this thing higher. That's the hope. Obviously, we can go down. I don't really want to see us lose this H4 area here. So we haven't closed the candle yet, but if we close the candle like this, well above this order block here, with that long wick running all these lows, I don't see why we can't see something like, this happen, and then just see continuation higher, right? So see some sort of range form here, right? So you have a breakdown. You have a breakdown, skirt, skirt. What the fuck's going on? Right, so there's your range low, there's your range high, right? We see some sort of move down, back towards the range low in a year, then yeet it back up. That would be awesome, or just going up from here. But really, if the H4 closes like this in about 30 minutes, I'm feeling pretty comfy that the bottom is in, at least temporarily, and we go to the highs. This looks kind of more like a double top to me than it does like the top. But obviously, anything can fucking happen, right? So I completely missed. I luckily closed. Honestly, it was just a gut thing. Part of it was the chart, right? So when I was watching this last night. I was up to like 3 a.m. And then once we snap this low here, right? That's a break in market structure. And I just said, this doesn't look like it wants to go, right? We had so many attempts to break this level here. And I thought we would, right? I'm watching this last night. I'm like, okay, one test, right? What's the rule? Multiple tests of resistance. Eventually it becomes weaker, right? 2, 3. I'm like, this has to go, right? And it just didn't, right? So when we dumped down here, I just cut all my margins, long positions, and still holding full spot, like I said, went to bed, and I woke up down here, And so my account value, absolutely, in terms of USD, fluctuated huge. But at the end of the day, I'm still in dip buy mode. I still think we go higher. Unfortunately, I didn't have any resting spot bids here, like all the heroes on CT who just catch every single fucking move. They all sold here, they fucking bought here, they sold here, they bought here again. They're absolute legends, these guys. At this rate, all of them are going to be richer than fucking Elon Musk. It's just a matter of time with how good these guys all are. I missed it, and that's okay, right? You have to come to terms with not catching every move, right? Because if you can't come to terms with that, if you're gonna go nuts every time there's a move and you're not in it, this is not the right game for you. I think what might be something to help kind of ease your mind, right, is just look at how well Bitcoin has performed, this year and last year, for the most part last year. If we're in a bull market and we're going to continue to go higher, holding spot is the move. Yes, you're going to eat some downside moves on USD, like your account value is higher here than it is here. But overall, like, you're not out trading this, hedging and unhedging, hedging and unhedging. Most of you won't. I fucking won't. So I would rather just be in Bitcoin and then do margin trading to try and make more money to buy more Bitcoin. It's that's kind of my game plan, as opposed to trying to tether, untether. I do it occasionally. I'm not the best at it. I think more often than not, I'll tether up. And then I will price will go up, and then I'll rebuy, and I just end up losing, right? I'm just like, I'm gonna hold. If I think there's a short, I'll take a short as a form of a hedge. But for the most part, I think being long biased, being spot long is still the move. What you got to realize is, as we approach the top, whether this is it or there's one more leg up, volatility is going to be increasing. It's going to be getting more hectic. We're going to see 10% plus swings, right? That's 3-5K moves in either direction. So if you're trading up here on super high leverage, there's a reason these wicks are happening, right? These are people trading with super high leverage, right, at a very, kind of inflated price of Bitcoin. So, be careful. Don't fucking, lose all your coins before we actually see the end of this cycle, by trying to be a margin trading hero here. It's not the fucking move, right? Low leverage, smarter plays, move slower. But to me, structurally, nothing to worry about here quite yet. To me, this is still in an uptrend. Obviously, getting a little hairy on the daily, but still. Nothing to freak out about at this point and fucking exit all the markets or anything like that. Short term, I would like to see us regain this level here, right? There's two key levels here, really. This level and this level. The reason being is this is the level, right, that took us down below all of these lows, okay? So in my opinion, if we reclaim this level, right, that low should be locked in, okay? And then in terms of a compounding play, right, the exact same logic goes here. This level here caused this leg down, took us below these lows, right? So again, above here, I know this is super close to all-time high, but absolutely, we're going much higher. So I wouldn't freak out yet. I want to see how this candle closes in about 20 minutes, 22 minutes here. If it closes anything like it's closing now, I think we look fine. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of range in between this area before breakout. Seems to me what has happened over the last several weeks is Bitcoin has just been relentlessly bought up during the week, and then alts gonna have a little fun on the weekend. Alts held up relatively well through the dump. Like, you look at something like AVE, right? This held up really well, right? The BTC pair is up 14% today, even with that big dump. You look at FBTC, right? FBTC is up. Look at this godly call. I don't remember drawing this, but there you go. This must have been last week, right? So that looks pretty fucking good to me. It's almost like I knew what the fuck was happening. This looks great, right? This is, to me, there's a good chance here if we see some sort of cooling off of Bitcoin, maybe some sideways, maybe just a weakening of the trend, not necessarily the top, but instead of this, we see a little bit more, weakening of the trend. There could be an opportunity for something like Ethereum to kind of take center stage and start outperforming Bitcoin, right? Because that's what this chart represents. Ethereum BTC represents Ethereum strength relative to Bitcoin. So if you're long Ethereum here, you would have been better off holding Bitcoin. If you're long Bitcoin here, you would have been better off holding Ethereum, right? So this looks pretty good. Alt held up pretty well. So I think that's a good sign. My main concern about alts is if Bitcoin does finally have the turbo nuke of doom down 30-40%, is that alts get absolutely wrecked. And everyone's heavily exposed to alts, waiting for alt season, Bitcoin turbo nukes, everything dies. But for now, I'm still bullish. So want to see where this candle closes here. Want to see us reclaim here. If we start trading back below this gray level here, I won't like it as much, right? I don't want to see, like, if we wick down there, that's okay, right? Because we could be filling in some of this wick. But I ideally don't want to see us trade back below here on a closing basis, because then I'll be looking to target down here for lower margin logs. But right in between these two levels, essentially, I will be opening up zero margin positions. I'm going to wait for price to either close below here to potentially short, or at least hedge my spot exposure, or reclaim this kind of 39,250 area to get margin long. And that's that, right? I think if you look at the chart overall, I don't know. Could this just be one of these, right? I'm leaning towards yes. I'm leaning towards, we have another day or something of sideways and then, continue the uptrend. Where do I think the uptrend goes to? It's very hard to say. I'm a price action trader, so when it comes to price projections, beyond current price, I don't have a way of doing it in terms of relying on previous levels. I use things like fib extensions. I use things like ranges to kind of estimate where price will go. So I talked about this in one of my last videos. So if this is our trading range, let's say, right? What you can do is you can put this and put the 50% here, right? And then you get a nice extension of what the next area of interest could be. Another thing you can do is you can use the old fib, right? The regular fib, not the old fib. Use the regular fib and you can use fib extensions, right? So I can pull from here to here. I go like this. I go like this. I gotta flip it around. Right? So I'm going to make this mine. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. I know the chat is blowing up. I'm going to read the chat in 1 second. Use one color, white. Background, no. Extend lines, right. Bang. Bang, bang. All right. Save this as fib extensions. Okay. Gives you a very similar level here at the 1.168. You can throw on more fucking levels if you want. Like you can throw on the fucking 1.41, right? You can throw on the 1.272. I mean, you can get fucking crazy with it. But the ones that I like the most are the 1.618 and I like the 1.272. So these would be areas where I think could be a magnet for price. And we can actually throw on one more here. Boom. Okay, so let me explain these a little bit here. So this is your price swing that you're measuring, right? Fibonacci is a measuring tool. Think of it like a ruler. It's measuring the wave. It's measuring the current range, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And then using math, right? It's extending that out on the graph for you. Right? And so that's no different than when I pull the fib from, here to here, right? I get that 62 to 78% retracement here. Just doing that in the reverse for future price projection. So this is going to be a 1-to-1 extension from this level, okay? This is going to be a 1-to-1 extension from the 0.272 level if I had it on here, which would be like somewhere in... like here, right? This is a 1-to-1 price swing. So this from here to here, if I just stack this entire range on top of itself, it would go to here. Price moves in measured moves, right? It moves in measured price. That sounds confusing, but I think it makes sense. It moves in measured moves, right? That's why things like fibs and stuff work. That's what Elliott wave is, right? And that's what all that shit is that people over fucking complicate. So these are areas that I could see being the potential top, right? And what I would love to see is some sort of, continuation here. And then from up here, whether it's, 56K, 51K, whatever it is, this is where I'd like to see that major nuke happen. And that major nuke, because it still could come, I wouldn't be surprised, the 30, 40%er, right? You got a 30 or 40% nuke from up here. We're back at 32,000. That's what's crazy, right? If the top is in here now, let's just assume, and this is going to pull back 40%, we're still at 25K. All right, so put things into perspective, chill the fuck out. A month ago, 1 month ago from today was December 10th, we were trading at 18,000. We're now double that in 1 month, and if we lose 40% of the current value, we're at 25K. So we're still up from 1 month ago. So if you've managed to lose money during this last month, basically, what the fuck are you doing, right? You're risking too much. You're trading with too much leverage, and you're panic selling on these kind of fucking moves when the clear and obvious trend is up, and all you have to do is, and all you've had to do for the last 9 months is just at least own Bitcoin to make money, right? So this is what I mean by not blowing your fucking load before the rally finishes. Like if you're fucking giving up Bitcoin value trying to catch every one of these moves on 20, 30, 40, 50, 100x leverage, like you're only screwing yourself over. In a month, we've doubled in price, right? So just chill the fuck out. We're at 38,500. And when I woke up on Twitter, based on reading tweets, I thought we were going to be at like 20K. So everyone needs to relax. All right, let's look at the chat here. Fuck, we got 400 viewers. This is crazy. What's up, everyone? You guys got nothing better to do on Sunday? What's up, Fish Sticks? Oh, God, you got me good. What's up, Omri? Crypto Grandpa, what's up? What's up? What's up? G4 says 288,000. Let's go. Hey, Big Neck. What's up, Alessandro? Min's girlfriend took down the Wi-Fi. Let's go to 100K. When short and long? How warm and cozy as usual? Hella warm. No neck. Exactly. I can't. I told you guys I'm doing a neck reveal at 50K. We take Bitcoin to 50K. I'll be doing my next stream in a fucking V-neck. You'll see all the neck in all its glory. You panic sold your BTC, Dick's enormous. Your name gets me every time, bro. Not good, man. Right? You wanna be acquiring Bitcoin here. I personally think Bitcoin's going higher. That's my thesis. If you think the top is in, great. Get in Tether, right? But I do think we go higher long term, even from here. So I want as much Bitcoin as possible. I'm less concerned about my dollar value. I'm more concerned about how many Bitcoins I own, how many Ethereum I own. Looking 16 years. Are you saying I look young, bro? Come on now. I even started growing out the stash again. Give me like 2 weeks. This thing will be gross. What's poppin', dude? Just watching you on Shitcoin Talk. That's cool, man. Thanks, Edward. Yeah, that was fun. It was cool to be on there with a couple of people. Don't seem to know. Like, I'm of that OG cloth. I joined Twitter not long after Cobain. Messi, fucking Rogue, DJ Thistle. I've been here for a long time. The difference is they all bought Bitcoin in 2014 and then stuck it out, and it continued to acquire. I lost all of my money, left, and then came back. So I would consider my first successful bull run was 2017. And then obviously this one's going great. But 2014 I did not do well. What's up, Gino? I know, Mitch. You and Psycho have fucking started something with my neck. Yeah, what's up, Lee? What's up, Shrek? How you doing, man? What's up, Jay? When are you dropping the video on crayons indicators? Soon, man. I've got the guy who created the indicator always in my DMs asking me what the fuck's going on. I've just been so busy, man. Market's been going crazy, so I'm glued to my screen all fucking day. But really, really hoping to get that video done soon. Esco Star Main, I have no Bitcoin. What do I do? getting some Bitcoin. I don't know, right? Like on a dip like today, if you think we're going higher, this is the kind of move you want to buy on. You don't want to buy up here. You want to buy here. You want to buy here, right? Anyone who asks me what to do, I tell people, right? If people, my friends and family, right, as I'm sure many of you guys are as well, they always say, oh man, is now a good time to buy Bitcoin? You must be so rich. Like, should I buy now? And it's like, I told you to buy fucking $15,000, $20,000 ago. There's a lot more risk buying up here, absolutely. Doesn't mean it can't go higher. So I tell them that. I was like, it's way riskier buying here than it was 8 months ago. But, you know, if you want to buy, you think it's going higher, wait for red days, right? When price drops 5-10% in a day, that's when you want to start scaling in. If you're just looking to, you know, buy little by little, whatever it is. Actually, I just tell them all to buy XRP. That's what I do. Where'd the neck go? I'm hiding it from all of you heathens. Audio 5 out of 5. Good. What's up, Master? What's up, Mitch? Why you hide your neck? Because everyone makes fun of my neck. My parents called me because they watched one of my videos and they're like, look at your neck. So you guys have created a monster. You'll never see my neck again until we're at 50K. And chest, neck. Neck got necked. Oh my god. Be proud of neck. Put only 3 fingers to choke your chicken. 3 or 4. Yeah, about that. I sold the bottom. Okay, that's not good. Seems like dips are left in this bull market compared to 2017. Okay. Jesus, so many comments. Jesus Christ. You guys are blowing this shit up. This is amazing. This is my most live viewers at any given time. This is awesome. Okay, we'll talk about Ethereum next. I see your question, Sanjay. You don't gotta write it like 10 times. Okay. Sanjay, you ask one more time, bro. I'm gonna put you in timeout. I'm gonna put you in timeout, bro. Be careful. I'll put you in timeout. You've been put in timeout for 300 seconds. Okay, so long story short, Bitcoin, I'm still bullish on. I think we still look good. I think we go higher. You know, is this the stop run before the move up, or do we have one move lower into this daily demand, right? As long as we're above here, I'm still bullish, okay? If we come here and test, I'm longing the fuck out of that. If we do not come here and test, I'm hoping that this becomes a new bullish order block of its own. So the way that this would become a bullish order block is we need price to form a green candle, or in my instance, a white candle, that takes out this high, right? So once we get a candle that takes out this high, if it originates from this order block, this becomes the new bullish order block. That becomes your new daily demand to focus on for potentially buying, all right? Same as what you see exactly here, right? This became an order block once this candle closed. So Bitcoin looks good. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum looks slightly different. Going to chart it here. I mean, this looks ugly, but I mean, so did like all of this shit, right? Like this has looked like very weird price action. We have these kind of this new thing that's kind of happening with these like channels, where price is kind of going like this, and then it breaks up. It's really weird. It's not something I've seen very often. It doesn't happen. I haven't seen this type of price action a ton before, but it seems like we're getting a lot of these like kind of cylinders. I don't even know what to fucking call them, to be honest with you. You know, we kind of got one, you know, forming here as well, right? I'll go on a little bit lower time frame, right? We had one kind of here, which is like this kind of weird uptrend kind of accumulation where it's like, you know, what is going on? Does this break up? We saw the same thing on Litecoin here, right? Where it's like this kind of weird cylinder thing. It broke up, broke down, broke up. So the price action is not the best. I much prefer the price action on Bitcoin. This is a lot cleaner to trade, in my opinion, than Ethereum has been. But overall, still bullish on Ethereum for the same reason I'm still bullish on BTC. I think it goes higher. The one thing that I want you to be aware of on Ethereum, and you can't see it on this chart, but you can see it on this one, okay, is if we go out to the weekly here, no, not the weekly. If we go out to the 3-day, okay, we have a little tiny bearish order block here. I think I might even like it better on Bitfinex. Doesn't make a difference. Well, hold on a sec here. Let's just see what how this acted here. Okay. This is like the kind of last area of resistance for Ethereum coming up here. So hold on one sec. Right here. I know it looks like a tiny little level, but this is what's capping price right now. So notice here, all I did was mark the body of this candle, okay? So just the body of this candle, right? What is a bearish order block, right? It's the up move before a move down, the buying that occurs before the selling. That's an area that price will be sensitive to. So as you can see here, right? Up move before the down move, look where price comes to, then rejects, right? So if we take this forward into today's price, look at where we're kind of consolidating here. Right into that level. So this is a key area for me that price is kind of coming into, and it's rejecting a little bit. I'm just checking how it looks on different exchanges to see if it gives us any different reaction here. Exact same thing, right? So same shit over here too. Look, right? Boom. This one wicked it twice, right? Whereas Coinbase only wicked it once. Same shit though. Right now, I don't think it's not a bad idea to chart on spot exchanges, because there's going to be a little bit less, a little bit cleaner price action than what you're going to get on some of the derivatives exchanges as we get more volatile here. But you can see same thing, right? Coinbase is right up into this resistance. So what does this mean? This is the last area that I can see price rejecting before it goes to all-time high. It's very close, right? ETH all-time high is about 1420 something. What's the high here? 1420 essentially, 1419.96 on Coinbase, right? So we're close. We have not made an all-time high yet. This is the last area I can see it rejecting, and by rejecting, I just mean sell off a bit, make a higher low, before seeing continuation. This is a thin move, right? So could this come all the way back down here? Sure. How likely do I think it is? Not very, but anything is possible, right? So if I were to pull a fib from here to here, what do you think this would be? Right? If I had to eyeball a fib from the start of this parabolic swing, because that's what this is all green candles essentially, except for the candle we're in right now. From here to here, I bet you the mid-range of that entire move is right here. And you can just kind of get used to it. There you go. Just the more you look at charts, but there you go. 50% is right on that level. So this is an area where it's like, okay, we've made a huge price swing here. If we're going to reject here and trade back into the range, this is an area that will be a magnet for price. So let's assume hypothetically that the top is temporarily in for Ethereum. This is where I think Ethereum would come to next. I'm not saying we're going back to sub $1,000 Ethereum. I'm just saying if the top was in, so Bitcoin continues to break down, the market turns bearish, this is an area where I'd be super interested in Ethereum. This is how big of a move here? Right? This is like a 25% move down. Well, from current prices to 3K, that's about a 15% move down on Bitcoin to that daily demand. Kind of similar. So I'm still bullish on Ethereum, but this is an area of interest to me if we do correct. I don't know if we're going to correct hard from here. It's impossible to say. Looking, kind of on the lower time frames, there's not a ton to work on here. It's kind of ugly. So technically we have a little bit of daily demand here. It's going to make this a little bit more visible. We have a little bit of daily demand to work with right here. I don't love it as a level, right? So here's that key 3-day area, just to be aware that's what's capping price right now. Technically this is daily support, right? The problem here is below here, I don't have any sort of daily support till way down here. So if this does unwind, it could be brutal. but I'm leaning towards more upside. And one of the reasons I'm leaning towards more upside is the resilience and strength that I'm seeing in FBTC. But FBTC needs to break out before I have confirmation that this is all good. So daily, kind of want to see Ethereum essentially hold above 1220. So if we zoom in a little bit more, right, you can see we wicked into that daily demand, right, closed way back up with a long lower wick. We ran most of the lows here. So still in an uptrend. As ugly as it is, it might not look pretty. This is still very much in an uptrend, low, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low. So still looks fine to me. I just want to see, expansion, and I want to see a little bit cleaner PA. This is kind of hard for me to trade on any sort of high time frame, right? Like I like to do my analysis on the daily, on the H4 chart, even as high as the weekly sometime. There's not a ton of stuff for me to work on here. It's kind of ugly. I think Bitcoin is trading much cleaner. You can see all the different, the wicks we have here. It's just kind of, like I said, it's like a vertical fucking accumulation maybe, or some sort of wedge. I don't really know. But no reason to freak out quite yet. I think similar to Bitcoin, we came into support, we ran some lows, and we closed pretty bullish. So I want to see price hold above here for sure on the USD pair to see continued upside. At the end of the day, I think all that really fucking matters is what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin decides it's going to 32 to 3,000, this is going to go much lower. Maybe back to $1,000, right? So I still think those are buy the dip opportunities, but you got to be aware that is a decent drop from where we are now. So if you're holding spot that you bought at 1,200, that's gonna fucking hurt. Or if you're in a super high leveraged position, you're gonna get stopped out. So be careful. Price is kind of potentially rounding off here a little bit. But I'm of the mindset that we do take all-time high. But very clearly, I think, this is it for Ethereum. We either reject here and see a large correction, or we are going to go through all-time high and see price discovery. And I know that could go up or down, but, that's how fucking trading works, right? So if I draw out that 3-day block again, really what I see is if this is the top, right? We see some sort of deeper correction, maybe back into this base, right? Or, a longer correction, much deeper in price. Or if we can get back above here, right? Then I think we'll see continuation through all-time high. Just looking at the H4 chart, similar to Bitcoin, this is the level of interest, right? So this is the up candle, right? That caused this move down. So we want to reclaim essentially 1,300 to be bullish on the USD pair, right? If we can get back above here, I think that looks pretty good. That the low is in here on this stop run, right? Maybe this is just one of these wicks down before continuation to the upside, right? You can see like that right here, right? Everyone thought this was the top on Ethereum, right? Big upper wick, down candle, right? And then boom, we're higher. So need to see obviously the bulls step up right now. That was a bearish move. We need to reclaim some levels, but overall I'm feeling okay. I don't think you need to worry quite yet. We start losing this level, then you might be concerned for a larger correction. If we see some sideways in here, right, nothing would surprise me, but get us back above essentially 13k or 1300, excuse me, and I'm pretty confident we go to all-time high and beyond. If we lose essentially this area here, 1200 to 1220, we might be opening up the room for a $200 correction down towards 1,000. So these are my areas of interest. Looking at Ethereum BTC, I'm still bullish on this pair. Still bullish on this pair overall, right? We've got a low, a high, and what I believe is a higher low here, okay? So my thesis has been the same for a while on this pair. I'm bullish on it. I do think that we are going to go up, but the question is this is the monthly chart. A lot can happen in terms of price, right, in a month, right? Look at what's happened to the price of Ethereum in the month of January. A lot. So I'm of the mindset that the bottom is in for this thing. I don't think we come out and take out this low. But it's just a question of how long is it going to take us to take out this high, and what is the Ethereum USD pair, which most of you guys are trading, going to do in the meantime. But high time frame, I'm bullish on this pair. I think the bottom is in. So it's just a matter of time for this thing to start outperforming Bitcoin. I think we need to just start really making new highs at this point, right? I think once we make a new high above here, I think this becomes the magnet for price, right? And so this could be a period of time, right, where we see a large markup in Ethereum BTC, which means that Ethereum USD should outperform BTC USD during that period, right? I talk about this over and over and over again, but it seems to need to be said a lot because most people don't understand it. You need the BTC pair of the altcoin to be bullish for it to make sense to trade. If you're longing Ethereum USD here, your money was better off longing Bitcoin itself, right? Because if this pair is in a downtrend, that means Bitcoin is outperforming Ethereum. So if you look at the month of December, right, Bitcoin, if you look at the month of December, yes, Ethereum USD went up, but Ethereum BTC went down, right? Which means that BTC USD itself increased more. And you can do that just by looking at the chart here. You say, okay, the month of December is here, right? So Bitcoin went up 67%. Right? Whereas Ethereum went up 43%. So if you longed Ethereum in December, like I did, you made money, right? It went up 43%. That's awesome. But you would have made more money just being long Bitcoin. And that's represented in this chart, right? So in the month of January, Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, right? So if you look at this here, we're up 50%. We're up almost 90%, right? Maybe it is time for correction. We're up 90% in a goddamn month. But you can see that in this chart. That's what this chart is a visual representation of. It's a comparison of Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So when this coin is bullish, or this chart is bullish, that's going to be the most optimal time to be paying attention to the Ethereum USD pair, because it's how it's performing relative to Bitcoin itself. That's going to give you your maximum, your maximized returns between the two. And it's amazing how many people will be like, hey, I'm longing this alt USD pair. What do you think? And then I go and look at the alt BTC pair and it looks like trash. And I go, you're better off in Bitcoin. And they don't get it because Bitcoin's $39,000, right? How can it be better to long that versus some altcoin? It's like, well, if the chart looks like shit, Bitcoin's outperforming it, right? A lot of these alt BTC charts are starting to look good though. So there is going to be a period in time where you see a markup in a lot of these alt BTC charts, and that's where there's going to be money to be made longing those alt USD pairs, right? But you have to understand that concept if you want to play this game. So this looks good to me on the monthly. I like how it closed through this level, or it's trading through this level right now. If I go down to like the daily here, this looks okay to me, but it needs to continue pushing up, right? If we reject from here, right, and just like close as like an SFP above these highs, we ran all these highs. If we just trade back down here and then come for these lows, I think that looks not great for Ethereum USD and probably the whole market as a whole. What I really want to see is I want to see this start trading above here. Okay, this is essentially 0.033, big figure, round number, right? I want to see us start trading above here. I think if we start trading above here, there's a good chance that we're going to go and attack this level, correct, then continue. If we reject here, I don't like that as much. What I do like is how well this held up during the dump. Here's yesterday's dump right here. This held up pretty well, so showing some resiliency, but need to see further upside on this pair. Really want to see it essentially close above this 0.033 area and push higher. Everything looks good from, a low, a big move up, holding this retest, pushing up. That all looks great, but I need to see continuation. I need to see price, go a little bit higher before we're confirmed that this thing is going to make a higher high above this high, because that's all that matters, right? If it fails to make a higher high above this high, right, that means it could make a lower low below here, and that would not be good. That would be major correction time across the board. So need to see what happens. Leaning tentatively bullish. Think a lot of altcoins performed really well during this dump. So what is going to happen is this is going to have to, continue going up and outperform Bitcoin, right? We need this to outperform Bitcoin for us to even have a sniff at alt season. Like, people keep talking about alt season. This is going to tell you when alt season happens. When this thing is ready to have a huge markup, that's when you're going to see alts doing 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100% a day on like alts you've never heard of, random alts, throw a dart at Binance and that alt goes up 100%. That's going to happen when this thing has a major markup, right? So this is kind of your proxy for the alt market, in my opinion. Okay, so does that make sense? I know I did a lot of talking there. Okay, geez, 490 people. This is crazy. There's so many people in the chat, I can't even see all of the chat. Okay, so yeah, what's up? What's going on, Opium? Good to see you, man. Toby the Tipper, how you doing? Yeah, smash the likes, guys. We got 500 people watching. We only got 100 likes. Let's pump up those numbers. Those are rookie numbers. Let's go. Can you chart neck? You guys are crazy. You copy my chart. My fucking eyes just hurt, man, from staring at the white chart for so much. Do you offer private coaching? I do not. I do have a free Discord you can join. Link is in the description of my Twitter. You click in there. I'm in there all the time, answering questions. I answer DMs in there. You can post charts. I also got an educational section where you can learn stuff. I scare the shit from blow off while I sleep, PTSD of the bear market. Solution, tether while I sleep. So here's the risk you have, Cornholio, Beavis and Butthead, shout out there. If you're in tether, right, let's say you tethered up last night at 40K, okay? But instead of waking up to what we have here, okay, you woke up to a green candle like this. How pissed are you going to be? Like, what makes you more mad? First of all, there's what I think you should do, but then there's also what makes you more comfortable as a trader. Because at the end of the day, I'm just a robot bird online, right? Like, you need to make your own decisions. You need to sleep well at night. Unfortunately, sleep is a super important part of a healthy lifestyle, and trading during times like this, not super conducive to sleep. So in a bull market, in my opinion, you want to be protecting Satoshi value, right? BTC value. So if you're tethering up, if your hedge is wrong, you've lost BTC value. Let's say Bitcoin's at 40K, you own one, you hedge, and then it goes to 50K. When you wake up, you can now no longer buy a full Bitcoin. You've lost about, 20% Satoshi value, right? Whatever the math is there. Whereas if you own Bitcoin at 40K and it goes down to 37K, yes, your USD value has dropped, but you still own one whole Bitcoin. And if you think Bitcoin is going to go up, it's not going to matter as much, right? Because then, 2 weeks later, when Bitcoin's at 45K, or when it goes to that 50K mark, you still own one, as opposed to having 40K tether and you can no longer buy a full Bitcoin. That's my opinion on how you should trade in a bull market. You should be BTC based. and focus on acquiring more Bitcoin and selling, obviously realize profits along the way, but the goal is to acquire more Bitcoin. During the bear market, it's the opposite. But you got to be comfortable, right? Like if you can't sleep knowing that because when you own Bitcoin, I love when people are like, I'm flat. It's like, well, if you're in spot Bitcoin, you're actually long, right? If you own Bitcoin, you're always long, 1x long, right? And if you're in Tether, you're 1x short, right? So you got to remember that you're not really truly flat unless you're own one Bitcoin and then you open up a 1x short for one Bitcoin. Then essentially you're flat. But yeah, like if you can't sleep because you're in crypto, fuck, maybe this is the wrong world for you, man. There's nothing wrong with basing your account in Tether, right? If you want to own Tether, that's fine. But just realize that if Bitcoin goes up 100% in a month and you don't make 100% on your entire stack in that month, you've underperformed just owning Bitcoin, right? So these are questions I can't answer for you. I can just present you with the situations and the math and shit, and you got to do what's comfortable for you at the end of the day. That's why some people swing trade, some people scalp, right? Some people scalp because they're like, I don't want to be in a margin position when I sleep. Great. Other people swing trade because they're like, I don't want to stare at the screen fucking 12 hours a day. It's like, hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what is most comfortable for you. Because at the end of the day, you got to be able to sleep. You got to eat. You got to be able to get off your screen every once in a while, and you got to remain healthy. What's the point of having money if you're not healthy enough to enjoy it, right? Don't kill yourself. Cornholio. Okay. What exchange are you using to go into Tether? I'm trading on Prime XBT. You can trade into Tether there. You can also trade into USDC. Most exchanges, FTX, Binance, they all offer the opportunity to transfer your money into Tether or into a stable coin or into USD itself. Any thoughts on how the DXY will determine a local top? So everyone is going to be charting the dollar for the coming weeks because the dollar is yet again coming into support. Let me just say that most people have no fucking clue what they're talking about when it comes to talking about anything outside of crypto, and even when it comes to talking about crypto, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I've been talking about the correlation between the US dollar and crypto for 3 fucking years, since 2017, and no one fucking believed me. I have tweets with some of the bigger name accounts on CT being like, there's no correlation. Of course there's a correlation. The dollar is half of the fraction. The same reason that Ethereum BTC is reliant on BTC is because BTC is the denominator of that fraction, right? So if Ethereum BTC is bearish, that means that the denominator could be bullish, right? Causing that fraction to be bearish itself, the fraction to go down. BTC USD is a fraction with the dollar in the denominator. So if the dollar is extremely strong, right, that means that the numerator, right, is being overpowered by the dollar. You make it a fraction. That means the fraction itself is going down, right? And you can plot every single top and bottom on Bitcoin within a margin of like a couple of weeks based on the dollar chart, because the dollar is half of that fucking transaction. So I think it's completely asinine when people tell me it doesn't matter. I've been trading Forex for 6 years. That's why I know this shit, because when I'm looking for a trade on the Euro USD, if the dollar is at support and Euro USD is at resistance, that means I have a high probability short opportunity on Euro USD. Not just because Euro USD looks bearish, but because the denominator of the fraction is also bullish. That's extra confluence. It works the same for crypto. So if you look here, what was the bottom of COVID? What was the date of the COVID bottom for crypto? Does anyone remember? It was March, right? So look, we had this blow off the top in the dollar. Is this gonna do what I want? This is not what I want. I always fuck this up. Hold on, I know what to do. Why does it not do what I want? Okay, fuck it. I know there's a way to do this, guys, better than what I'm showing you here. New pane. There we go. Let's try that. Okay, so look at the COVID bottom here for Bitcoin relative to the dollar. Okay? So when Bitcoin dumped off here, right? And formed this last top, what was the dollar doing right here? Right? The dollar dumped off and then it shot up, right? So when the dollar formed a high here, that's when Bitcoin formed its bottom. Okay? So it's not a one-to-one, right? But as you can see, this has been in an uptrend ever since about March 2020, and the dollar's been in a massive downtrend. Look at what happened here at the 20K all-time high. Look at what the dollar is doing, right? The dollar is bottoming out. So when Bitcoin topped, right, the dollar bottomed, and then the dollar goes on a bull run and Bitcoin goes into a bear market, okay? So the correlation is 100% there. It's not a one-to-one. It's not like this is the absolute low on the dollar and this is the absolute top on Bitcoin, but the macro environment and direction absolutely is relevant and it matters. Same goes for, even way back here. Here is the 2014 bull run on crypto. So look at what happens for the dollar here, right? Huge rally on the dollar, and this is the bear market for crypto. It's not the perfect top, right? So the top happened here. The dollar was bottoming though, right? This is kind of where I would say the dollar bottomed, right here. Look at where crypto tops, right in the middle of that bottoming pattern. Once this thing breaks out and starts its uptrend, look at where Bitcoin is, right? Bitcoin breaks down and enters bear territory for literally like 2.5, 3 years, right? So to think this is not relevant is stupid. It absolutely is relevant. All you gotta do is look at the chart, right? And it works the other way as well, right? So if I wanna say, where's the bottom here, right? I think we already did this one actually, sorry. So here's the bottom on Bitcoin, right? We had this bear market here. And this is another cool thing I'll show you. If you want to compare this to the S&P, when people tell you that, oh, there's no correlation between crypto and the S&P, I disagree, right? I mean, I think, why do we have the dollar here again? I disagree. I think the macro direction of these pairs is very much correlated. Bitcoin is just higher beta, right? So when this bottomed out here, right, crypto bottomed out, this has been in an uptrend since. Obviously, this is a way crazier uptrend, right? But it's the same thing, right? We had this kind of blow off the top move on the S&P here, right? Blow off the top move on crypto, retracement, and then a dump. There's your bottom on crypto. Again, bottom on the S&P was the bottom on crypto. This went on another rally. This went on another rally, right? So there's correlations between Bitcoin and traditional markets in terms of stocks, and there's absolutely a correlation between Bitcoin and the dollar. And I think people just they either don't know or they just kind of want to believe Bitcoin is this asset class of its own. It's decoupling from the rest of the world. Like it's Bitcoin maxi bullshit. Like at the end of the day, the dollar affects Bitcoin and the stock market as a whole affects Bitcoin. One of the external factors that could lead to this run ending is if we have another major stock market crash, like let's say this new variant of Corona, they shut down the entire economy again, and that could cause a major correction in the stock market, could do the same for Bitcoin. But these correlations exist. The dollar absolutely matters. So to know where the dollar makes its highs and lows in terms of a macro perspective is important for Bitcoin, and why everyone is talking about the dollar is because we're coming into essentially monthly support here, right? Weekly block here, key support for the dollar, and we're starting to form a swing low, right? So if this moves up to here, this is going to be a correction in Bitcoin. I'm very confident of that, right? If we see some sort of really strong dollar for the next few weeks, that could lead to a deeper correction on Bitcoin. Again, it's not a one-on-one, but it's completely possible. And we're seeing the dollar, show some strength here. What does that mean? It means for other pairs like gold, like silver, like Euro USD, you should look for shorts. BTC USD, potentially look for shorts, right? If this remains strong, right? If this just does this, fucking, moon it, bro. Keep going higher. But like, what has Bitcoin done since October? Flip this around. That's the Bitcoin chart. It's just gone straight up in the air, right? Because there's been extreme weakness on the dollar here. So we'll see. But the dollar is important, bottom line. Where is NEC? Oh my God. Hey, I invested $500 in F. What are you saying? What the fuck kind of question is that? I just did F analysis, bro. What's up, Shirkin? How you doing, man? I have 80% BTC and 20% F. Now, if you were me, would you buy more F or not? I'm not going to answer that question for you, Oliver. Look at the FBTC chart and make your decision. Do you think F is about to outperform BTC? If you do, it might make sense to rotate some of that BTC into Ethereum. All right. Oh man, there's so many comments here, guys. I can't even keep up. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do my best. FB boss, how can you be a long-term bull on FBTC? Supply is infinite. I'm not necessarily a long-time bull. You get out of here, fucking shilling on my fucking stream. Fuck you. I'm not necessarily a long-term bull on FBTC. I'm a short-term potential bull on FBTC. I think it can potentially go a little higher than it is. So I'm hoping to, be able to capture some of that change, right? And if there's an opportunity for F to outperform BTC, I want to be able to make money on that divergence, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that change. You are a legend. You video regularly. Oh my God. Who is Hacked by Levi? Fuck you. Yeah, I do a video at least every Sunday at the very minimum. Man, Hacked by Levi. Taking over the stream here. Okay. Will F go down again? Absolutely it could. Yeah, there's so many comments here, guys. I'm sorry, I can't keep up. Okay, who is neck and why is everyone talking about it? Everyone thinks I got a very thick neck, and it's become a bit of a meme, and I don't really know what to make of it. All right, so I'm going to cover the Pianist Penetrator. What a name. I'm going to cover Litecoin next, okay? And then we'll see how much time we have left. Maybe I'll take a few more questions. I really would love to read all of these comments, guys, but like this is crazy. I don't think I've ever had this many concurrent viewers at one time, which is amazing. I'm super stoked. Thank you so much. But this is fucking insane. If I read all of these comments live, you guys would leave because it would be boring. Okay, so let's do link for the Discord is in my Twitter bio. So let's take a look at LTC. Right? So if you want to just look at LTC next to... Am I about to sneeze or am I being played? Right? So what do you think is happening here? Like, do you think LTC catches up to Ethereum? I want it to, right? I want LTC to go on a run. I think it will go on a run. The one thing you have to be careful of, right, is LTC doesn't have much of a use. Not that anything has a huge use case right now. But, I know LTC is coming out with some new shit in regards to privacy. There's some stuff coming out in the future. That being said, right, Ethereum is the on-ramp for all of DeFi, right? So that is one thing that I think makes Ethereum separate from alts. So when I talk about holdings, I'll always say do you own Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, or Tether, right? That was my tweet last night. The reason I separate Ethereum is I think so much is built on Ethereum that it's kind of different than other alts, right? So it's kind of in a class of its own. So LTC, I think the chart looks good. I do think it will go higher. The question is is it going to pull an Ethereum and just put in a fat, huge candle from here? Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully. Chart looks really fucking good to me. What's nice, the way I trade is I like having price history that I can look at and I can, determine my levels of interest, right? So, to me, we're coming into an area of resistance here on LTC. I think once we clear through this area, and I'm going to dial it in and make it a little thinner here, we're going to head up to that 220 area on LTC. So really what you want to see here is LTC clear and hold above here, okay? It needs to get through this kind of 180 level, or else it could come back down. Just like Ethereum can come back down lower, right? This can come back down lower as well and put some sort of retest in here after breaking out of a major swing high, right? This is a major structure break, right? So this is not something you sell into, right? This is something you buy into. But once it can get over here, I'm expecting a pretty quick move up towards about 220. If you go on the lower time frames, it's a lot like Ethereum where I don't love the price action. It's just kind of hard for me to read. But this is very clearly in an uptrend, right? It's just a matter of time, I think, that it puts in a higher high, right? Does it come down here first and then go? That's all that, kind of is up in the air right now. But overall, pretty okay PA. We've had a nice daily demand retest happen here, right? What I want to see now is expansion, right? So if this is going to hold, I need to see a new high made here. I don't want to see us hammer into this level, right? So we've already broken up, tested this level once, tested it twice. I want to see expansion to the upside. We need to take out this swing high. If this thing breaks back down to this level and we start consolidating above this level, to me, that's a sign that we're actually going to break below, right? I want to see consolidation under support leading to a breakout, and I want to see, or under resistance, excuse me, and I don't want to see consolidation above support because that to me usually leads to a breakdown, right? You have that whole bouncy ball meme, right? So don't want to see that. I want to see this thing hold this level here, right? And make a new high above here, okay? LTC, BTC chart. I see a bunch of people are asking about graph. I will cover graph, okay? LTC, BTC. Like, what the fuck is this? AIDS? So, not as clear cut as Ethereum, right? Ethereum, I had that very nice, right? And we're here. Haven't made a higher high yet, but we've potentially put in a higher low. This is a lot harder to read. We don't have really any sort of inkling that, this is bottom other than the fact that it's kind of rounding off here. So, looking at this, kind of rounding off, kind of putting in bullish market structure, kind of hard to read. But to me, the level that we need to break through here, okay, is right here. Okay, so let's assume that this is starting an uptrend, right? Okay, need to break through here. Once it breaks through here, I think this thing goes for a ride, and I think it is gonna, move up significantly. But this is just kind of chop suey right now. I mean, LTC was an outperformer in the month of December. It's been a laggard. It's been kind of flat in the month of January so far. So really want to see this thing eventually, break up from here. So still leaning bullish on this thing, but need to kind of see some follow through from the bulls here on the BTC pair. Now, something that's interesting that you can do is you can actually chart LTC versus Ethereum here, right? So this would be just like FBTC is the comparison of Ethereum to BTC. This is a comparison, of LTC to Ethereum itself. So the exact same logic applies, right? Where if this chart is bullish, right, like it was, so LTC, right, notice how I said Bitcoin overperformed Ethereum in December because that had a monthly red candle on FBTC. Well, LTC actually outperformed Ethereum in the month of December, right? LTC had that big run from like 90 to 160. That is captured in the chart right here. So the question is this month going into February, whatever, are you going to see LTC outperform Ethereum itself? Right now, I would say no. This thing needs to find some sort of support. This looks like a big move up and then obviously fully retraced here. So I want to see this show some bullishness, right? Like if you're holding LTC, right? I mean, it will, if Bitcoin continues to go up, LTC will continue to go up. But if this chart looks like it looks now and continues to look like shit, you're better off in Bitcoin, you're better off in Ethereum than you are in LTC in terms of percent gain, right? So that's why you got to pay attention to these fucking charts. So this doesn't look great. Dollar pair looks okay, right? This looks okay. Want to see it hold here. BTC pair has some work to do. Okay? Just look where we closed here real quick on the H4. Right? So H4 closed is a pretty nice like kind of hammer candle. So probably go up from here. We closed above my zone. The weekly, you know, closed pretty decent, right? That doesn't look like a top candle to me. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'm okay with how this closed. Same thing still, right? Need to get above here to get real bullish. But so many of these altcoins like held up pretty fucking well. All things considered. All right. Not gonna lie, main Twitter posts are funny and witty. Thank you, man. I do think I'm funny and witty. I don't think I get nearly enough credit for how fucking funny I am. Your brother told you to sell at 4K and is now telling you to buy now. Fuck, that may be the top, bro. I don't know. The link to my Discord is in the description of my Twitter bio. Do I like piano? Reading charts and music are the same thing. I think piano is cool. I don't know how to play piano. I know how to play a little bit of guitar. All right, I'm going to look at graph next. Because I own this fucking shitcoin. So I don't like how it looks right now. Basically, my long, okay, is based on, okay, here's our range, right? So here's our trading range. We deviated below the range here, okay? Right? Regain the range. So basically, I wanted to buy a reclaim, right, of this deviation and the range low, right? So I used this order block here, right? And then once I saw this sweep and close below, I started longing this thing in here. It looked good for a little bit. Now we're right back down. We've now taken out this low here and we're looking kind of shitty, right? So don't like this as much as I did before. I really want to see it hold this 32 cent area for continued upside. You know, you can draw a new level if you want. Be like, okay, maybe this is the floor. But I really want to see it hold the range low, right? If we keep trading below the range low like this, I expect this thing to roll over and get uglier. So don't love it. Still hold it. Unfortunately, I probably should have stopped out here. My stop is actually right here below this low. So I'm still in this thing. Don't like it nearly as much as before, but we're still holding and we want to see us get back above here. Have this just be a stop run, get back above the range low, and then obviously go to the fucking moon, right? So we can all make it, get girlfriends, that whole shit. All right. God, this is crazy, the number of comments here, guys. Do you think Ethereum will go over all-time high in the near future? I bought at 1.28K. I'm a bit scared that I'll drop more. I would lose my money. Well, where's your stop, man? Right? You bought at 1,280. Where's your idea wrong? That's the question you need to be asking yourself, not asking me. Do I think Ethereum's going to go through all-time high? Yes. Do I think it could go down before it goes to all-time high? Absolutely. So where's your stop? Where's your idea wrong? Right? How long do you plan on holding this thing for? So these are questions that you should know before you enter a fucking trade, right? I get so many comments from people that say, hey, what is, like, I bought this here, what should I do? Right? Like, if you're entering a trade, before you enter that trade, you need to know what is the worst case scenario. Where are you wrong, right? Because even if it's not a margin trade, you still need to have a stop, right? So even if you're buying spot, where is your idea wrong? If I'm buying spot Bitcoin at 37,500, where's that wrong? Am I going to hold that all the way down to 30? Or am I wrong if it goes below 36, right? And then you cut it and you take the loss. You have to have that kind of thinking when you go into any sort of trade, whether it's a margin trade or just a spot trade. Where's the idea wrong, right? Where do you get out, right? Because if you bought Bitcoin at 17K at the last bull run, right, and then it trades up to 20 and then down to 10, are you holding it all the way down to 3K? Or are you eventually cutting it and realizing that that buy was wrong? You have to know where your idea is wrong, okay? So if you bought something and you want to know if it's going to go up or down, right? Like, I covered the charts here. I gave you my thoughts on where I think price will go. I don't know where you entered. I don't know what your time frame is. I don't know what your risk tolerance is. I don't know what your position sizing is. So I can't answer these questions for you. You need to know on your own, where's your idea wrong, and go from there, right? Do I think ETH is going down 800? No, but it can, right? I already covered Ethereum here, guys, right? So go and watch the earlier part of the stream, right? We covered Ethereum. It's into support now. So let's see what happens here. See if it can hold this area, okay? If it holds this area, I think it goes up. If it loses this area, I think it goes down, right? So I don't know if it's going to go to 800. I don't fucking know. You gotta just play the shit level to level. We're very high up in a fucking overextension in the market, so pullbacks can be vicious. There can be huge wicks. Lots of shit can happen. But from the sounds of reading a lot of these comments, you guys have no plan when you're entering a trade, right? And that's the worst feeling for you, right? If you enter a trade and you have no idea where you're right, where you're wrong, what you're doing, you're going to freak out. You're not going to be able to sleep. You're going to cut it early. You're going to lose money. You're going to get greedy. All of these emotions arise from not having a plan. If you have a plan going into the trade, you say, okay, this is where I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, this is exactly how much money I'm going to lose. Then there's no fucking stress. You already know the worst case scenario. Problem is you long F at 1300, you wake up, it's at 1200, and you don't know what the fuck to do because you're like, oh, I don't know where I'm wrong. Do I close it here? Do I hold it? You didn't have a plan, right? So have a plan before you buy anything, right? This is not just true for trading. This is for life. Plan shit out. It will turn out better. Yeah, Josh, I talked about the dollar index. I do think it is short-term bullish as well. If BTC goes to 33K, I expect F to trade between like 900 and 1,000. All right. Yeah, exactly. If you don't have a plan, you're gambling, right? And you've got to know where the fuck your ideas are wrong, right? Like if Ethereum starts trading below this box, below this wick, I think it corrects much further, right? That's not good. If you bought it up here, right? So where was your idea wrong? Like if you're telling me you bought here, like let's say you bought Ethereum here, right? And it starts doing this, where do you cut, right? Because what if this just does this? Where do you cut it? You've got to have a plan. You've got to have a plan, right? Maybe you're wrong here. Maybe you're wrong here. Maybe your stop is here. I don't know, right? Or maybe it's here, but you've got to have a plan where the idea is invalidated. I don't like how this is looking just to open up the daily, to be honest with you. So I talked about this level here, right, as being resistance. We just came shy of it. So, I mean, this looks good, this part here, but I want to see us hold here. I don't really want to see us trade much below here outside of just a wick, right? So if we're looking here on the 15-minute, right, we can argue that we've got a little range here, right? And what I want to see now, no lower than this on Bitcoin, right? No lower than this. If it comes back below here, I think it gets much uglier. So keep an eye on that little mini range there. All right. Any good free indicators on TradingView to find order blocks? No, not that I know of. I think they're pretty easy to spot by eye, right? Just takes a little bit of practice, a little bit of chart time. Luna, what do you think Luna is? I've never heard of Luna before. I mean, it's in price discovery. That's a good thing, right? It's going up. I have a feeling that this just fucking drops here and fills in some of this. But it's in price discovery. It looks okay. I don't see any reason to be overly bearish on this thing. I don't really have much in terms of daily support into down there. But I mean, overall, right? I have no clue what this does. Kind of hard to chart a coin like this. It's not much to go on, right? I mean, what I don't love is that it's just kind of, you know, pounding its way down here. So the only thing I'd be concerned about, right, is if it loses kind of this area, right, from here to here is a decent drop, right, 10% or so. So kind of don't want to see it lose whatever the fuck kind of consolidation this is. But overall, I mean, if you own this thing from, you know, the earlier in the month, right, this thing is up fucking massively, well over 100%. So again, no clue what it does. Chart does look like it could be lining up for a short-term pullback. Again, right, if Bitcoin dumps hard here, a lot of these coins are all going to shit the fucking bed, right? So something to be aware of. All right. Yeah, risk management is key. There's no situation where you should ever blow your account or get liquidated, ever. It just shouldn't happen. Cone wannabe. I have no idea what the hell you're saying, bro. It sounds like you're talking about taking profits out of a trade and investing it elsewhere. Sure. Yeah, I don't like the way this is shaping up here to start the day. Really want to see a bounce from here. Need to see a bounce. Please, God, bounce. Do you trade like real crypto? Yes, I trade real crypto. I trade on Prime and FTX and other exchanges. All of these exchanges offer the ability to use stop losses, right? Just because you're trading on some crypto exchange, you can use a stop. If your exchange does not give you the ability to use a stop, get off that exchange. But I'm pretty sure almost all of them allow you to use stops. Looks like we made a breaker on the H4 on Bitcoin. Kinda. Like if you're talking about this candle here, yeah, sure, right? But this is the candle I'm talking about, right? That I want to see us get over. If I go back to here, come on, fuck off. right there, right? That H4 candle is the exact candle I'm talking about. So yes, if we get above here, it's like a breaker. But what I don't want to see is what's happening right fucking now as us trade too low into here. Definitely want to see some sort of bounce happen here. So let's watch. This would be the ideal place, right, for this to bounce. So if this is going to be a turn in trend, right, what is this? Right, this is going to be your OTE right in here. So you want to see us not travel below this low, and you want to see us form bullish PA in here if this is going to have a chance to bounce. What do I think of Peter Brandt's view on the parabolic rise? I haven't seen Peter Brandt's view. I think he might have me blocked. I don't know why. I've never interacted with him once. I've been smoking Neo all week, my man. It's awesome. Ethereum, rocket ship, yeah. So is it worth it just to wait till it gets back? Bro, you've got to stop copying and pasting the same question 10,000 times over and over and over again, right? Because it's not fair to everyone else when you're just taking up the chat with the same question. I answered your question, I think pretty clearly. Like, where is your idea wrong, man? Where is your idea wrong? I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not here to tell you what to do, okay? You need to make your own decisions. It's your money. It's not my money. So I don't want to tell you to do something. What happens if that doesn't work out, right? That's on, you know, you're the person in control of your own account, pressing the buttons, blah, blah, blah. Are you long ETH right now? I'm in spot ETH. I'm in zero margin positions other than GRT right now, and I'm drowning on that anyways. But yeah, no margin Bitcoin or Ethereum positions at this time. You guys are so fucking funny. Is it worth it just to wait until it get back, goes all-time high, since I'm planning on holding long-term? Bro, if you're going to hold Ethereum for 5 years, there's a pretty good chance it will be higher than it is now. But there might not be. There's also huge opportunity cost in holding something that is losing money, right? Again, these are decisions that you have to make. I don't know how much money you have in there. I don't know how important the money you have in there is. Is that your rent money? Like, I don't know these things, so I can't answer these questions for you. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I'm not here to tell you what to do, right? Like, I'm just here to kind of give you my view on the markets, and I want you to make decisions on your own, right? Because at the end of the day, right, like, it's your account that you're looking at, not mine, and I don't want my telling you what to do to influence those decisions that you make, right? Yeah, spammers are annoying. You're playing on emotions, you stupid fuck. All these weekends. Do I have any idea about silver? Silver and gold, right? If the dollar is putting in a temporary bottom, what do you think silver and gold are gonna do, right? You can trade silver and gold on Prime with crypto if you want, right? But if the dollar is gonna be strong, right, there's a good chance these things pull back, right? The bottom on the dollar that we saw there, right? Look at the date on this, January 6th. Look at the date here, January 6th, right? So that correlation with gold, silver, and the dollar, super strong, super good alpha. Dollar at high time frame support, silver at high time frame resistance, pretty good opportunity to get in a short, right? So that's the concern when I'm looking at something like Bitcoin right now, where it's like, okay, if the dollar is going to be really fucking strong, you know, I'm concerned that this can fucking bleed a lot further than I want it to, right? So it's essentially the exact same setup as BTC, but looking a little bit uglier. Need to bounce here. Do I like scalping? I do like the idea of scalping. I'm not very good at it yet. It is something I'm trying to improve upon. Shake them out. Please don't ask for investment advice. Absolutely. Getting liquidated means your entire account gets liquidated. meaning it's blown, it's gone, you lose all of the money in that account. Generally, that will happen is you're over leveraged and price moves too far against you that you can no longer keep the required maintenance margin to keep the position open. ICT mentorship, is it worth it? If you like how ICT trades and how he teaches, it's good. If you don't like ICT, how he trades, how he teaches, don't do it, right? Like I have people who ask me about it and I'm like, well, if you watched his free videos and they're like, yeah, I hated them, well, then you're going to hate the mentorship, right? I think everything you need to learn from ICT, you can learn from his free YouTube videos. An order block is this, okay? Right? That's an order block. A breaker block would be this. Okay? That's the difference. I've done videos where I explain this in previous YouTube videos. You just got to go check them out. But yeah, an order block, right? You're buying the retrace. It makes a higher high. You're buying a higher low. An order block sweeps a low, right? And then reclaims it. It's kind of like an over-under. You reckon bull div could be printing on the BTC hourly? I don't use divergences really in my trading. Let's look. Possibly, right? Not really though, right? This is a lower low. This is a higher low so far, right? We would need to see this make a lower low, I guess. So I don't see a divergence forming yet, but you know, this is a bull div in the making here. Look at the reaction off of our level here, guys. Right, so I really want to see this perk up here. Look at Ethereum as well. Right into our level, but need to see fucking the bulls step up here. I don't want this to go any lower, to be honest with you. Friday with Cred was great. Thank you so much. I had a lot of friends. Cred's a good friend of mine. I really enjoyed doing that. What is your average stop loss percentage per position compared to your funds? Are you more risk friendly? So I think what you mean is what is my risk percentage, not how far my stop loss is, I guess. So generally I try and not risk more than 1 to 5% on my account. 1 to 2% kind of standard. 3 to 5% on A+ trades, right? So to give you an idea, anything up here, 1 to 2% max, right? A pullback to here, this is the type of long where I would put on 3 to 5%. I'm willing to get more risky down here because it's a higher time frame setup. It's one I'm more confident in. This is like an A+ trader main setup here. So bullish order block right in the OTE of a range. That's a trade I'm going to be willing to put more risk on than, you know, some sort of high leverage trade, you know, or not just high leverage, but some sort of leverage trade way up in this overextension, right? If you're drowning, just take swimming lessons. Yeah. Do I like that? I don't know. Do I? I'm going to say no. If this is the chart, I hate it. I hate it. I don't like it. Maybe it goes up though. It doesn't look necessarily bearish per se, but I hate charts that look like this with all these wicks. I hate them. People expect you to make decisions for them. Yeah, I'm not here to tell you what to do, guys, right? Remember, I'm just some random robot bird on the internet. You need to take everything I say with a grain of salt, and you need to, you know, manage your own decisions, your own risks, you know, based on your analysis of the charts and your risk appetite and X, Y, and Z. Fuck, I love this guy. I love you too, bro. That's very interesting, man. But what's your view on... That's so funny. Should I sell my kidney and girlfriend to average down your GRT entry? I'm going to say girlfriend, sell her first. Let's see if we get a bounce. If we do get a bounce, maybe consider selling the kidney to add on. Have you looked at Doge BTC? No, and I don't really want to. Doge is another one of those ugly charts that I hate looking at. Like, to me, there's so many charts in crypto. Why the fuck are you trading this? Could this go up? Yes, but there's so many charts that look way better than this and are way easier to trade, in my opinion. Yeah, he's making a joke. I got it. How high do you see ETH going by the end of the year? I mean, it's the start of the year, so I don't know. It could go really high. But I expect ETH to break all-time high, hopefully this month, if not within the next, kind of 3 to 6 months for sure. How high do you see? I answered that. What's your favorite alt for a home run in 2020? Why? Yeah, why don't I just, you know what, dude, just give me the login to your account. I'll just buy shit for you and get you rich. Fuck it, right? Let me just give you all of the, I don't know, man. I don't really trade altcoins, right? So I'm not like an altcoin trader who's picking gems that are going to 10 to 20x. That's never been my game. I'm more of a technical analysis, margin trading kind of guy. So I'm more interested in just trading Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you want to know what alts are good, generally I would say follow the money. If Three Arrows Capital and Binance and FTX are behind an alt, there's probably a good chance that alt performs pretty well. So, whatever you make of that, maybe it's some DeFi alts, but I'm not the guy. I'm not like some altcoin picker, to be honest with you. I just trade the chart and that's it. I don't know anything about fundamentals. I don't even know what Bitcoin does, for fuck's sakes. Do I think Forex and commodities are easier to trade as a beginner? Kind of, yeah. I think the price action is clean. You have a lot of price history to work with. Things move a little bit slower. There's multiple different pairs you can learn on. So personally, yeah, that's where I really made most of my learning, was in Forex. Do you also invest in the normal market? Yeah, absolutely. I own stocks. I own other investments, real estate. If it goes lower, are you keeping your spot and 1x shorting, or also selling your spot? If we go much lower, I'll most likely try and get some sort of short hedge. But I'm not really looking to sell spot right now. I think we go higher, but I could be wrong. Do you need to be looking at certain candles, certain time frames for a pattern to be legitimate? It's all relative to the time frame you're doing your analysis on, right? So if you're looking at a 15-minute level, you're going to want to see a 15-minute candle close relevant to that level, right? If it's a daily level and a 15-minute candle closes through it, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It could just be part of the wick, right? So we could start trading down here, right? But then on the 15 and then close up here on the 1 hour, it's just a wick, even though we had multiple 15-minute candles closed down there, right? Divergence candle closes. Yeah, I don't use divergences in my trading, right? It's not something I pay attention to. But as you can see, I drew this block with you guys live, and we're seeing it get a little bit of respect here. So I really want to see Bitcoin take off from here for it to, be bullish. I don't really want it to go any lower than here. But that's a pretty nice reaction so far. Let's see, can I throw on the RSI? Yeah, I don't know. That's not a divergence. This is a bull divergence, I guess, right? There you go. Maybe it is making a bull div. I just found this on TradingView. I just typed in RSI and it has this thing where it tells you if it's a bull div for you. So this is not something I use though, to be honest with you. I thought of joining the ICT's membership and I found your videos in Discord. I don't feel like I need the mentorship anymore. Yeah, I mean, I think people overcomplicate trading. They learn too many different techniques and they're trying too many different things and they don't actually spend time in the charts trying to fucking apply it, right? You can kind of have that paralysis by analysis thing going on. Find something that works for you, get in the charts, put in time in the charts. That's where the best learning is going to happen. Where does the robot bird come from? I literally typed in robot goose on Google Images back in 2014 and I used that as my image. Does it matter that it's the night, so prices are low right now, prices will boom later today? Well, it's nighttime is relative to where you live in the world, right? So it's nighttime for me, it's about 5 p.m. here, but Asia is going to be waking up, soon, and then London will wake up soon. So There might be some dead periods and shit, but yeah, I want to see Asia and London fucking send this thing to the moon. Trust me, I want us to go back up. That's a barcode, not a chart. Exactly. I can't look at the Doge chart. It gives me like I'm gonna have a seizure. What coins do I generally trade? Primarily Bitcoin and Ethereum are the main ones that I trade. Thoughts on that? Crazy for a few weeks. You joke, but some people are literally here for you to trade for them. Yeah, well, those people are gonna lose money. I need to stop listening to Moon Boys who say the last time to buy alts. I bought yesterday and everything's down now. That's a great point. Go on Twitter and look at all those people, right, who are like, this is your last chance to buy alts. Generational altcoin entries. Oh my god. Like, most of those people are not putting their money where their mouth is. They're just spewing a bunch of bullshit platitudes for engagement on Twitter, right? I'm guilty of it. I'm on Twitter. I have a large following. I like getting likes, right? I'm not perfect, right? But so many people on there are so full of shit. You've got to learn to weed them out, right? So if you see someone who's speaking in these absolutes, like this is your absolute last chance to do this, blah, 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 be aware and write it out, right? Like a bunch of people yesterday and the day before told everyone to buy alts. It was their last chance. Most of those alts are now down 10+%, right? So don't listen to people on Twitter. Focus on what's in front of you, your own chart, do your own analysis, make your own decisions based on that. You're not going to get rich just blindly following what people online say. You'll lose money. You have no idea if these people have skin in the game. You have no idea what the fuck they're actually doing. Maybe they bought way earlier and now they're shilling it on Twitter. You have no fucking clue. Your best bet is to learn how to mark up the charts yourself and make your own decisions. Glad out of ETH. Good God, it's so everywhere. Yeah, a lot of people talking about ETH. Would you say it's better to trade spot or leverage during a bull run? I don't know. How good of a trader are you? Bitcoin is up 10x from March. Have you done a 10x on your portfolio? If not, you should have just held spot, right? I bought 10k of ETH and it went down because the YouTube said it was going to boom. You bought 10k of ETH, it went down because someone on YouTube said it's going to boom. Yeah, I mean, unless you bought that ETH in the last 3 days, you're probably up, right? ETH has been going on an absolute tear, but yeah, you got to make your own decisions. Don't listen to these fucking random people. They don't care about you. They don't have your best interest in mind. I'm an Ethereum buyer under 1,000, over 1,500. There's a man with a plan. That's all you need. We bouncing, lads. Let's fucking go. Maybe if I do this, this will help. Hold on. I'm going to supercharge this. There we go. We can't fail now. Okay. How to filter out the fakes on Twitter and social media. See the way that people talk and then track them, right? If you have someone who's always shilling at the top, make note of that. That's someone you can counter trade now, or just someone you should ignore, right? Everyone gets things wrong. Another very clear one is when people never talk about losses. Like, people who never talk about taking losses are fake, right? I take losses publicly on Twitter all the fucking time because I actually trade and I actually make money, and I'm okay losing money too. It's part of the fucking process, right? So anyone who's like speaks in absolutes, they never talk about losses, right? They're consistently fucking wrong. Those are the people to avoid. All right, I gotta go, guys. It is been a long video, almost at 2 hours here. This has been nuts. This is the most popular video I've had. I think ever in terms of concurrent viewers. There we go. In terms of concurrent viewers, so that's amazing. I think we had like over 500 people live watching at the same time, which is just mental. It's hard for me to even comprehend that many people would want to watch this video at the same time. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to all the comments. I think the main purpose of what to pay attention to today is Bitcoin and Ethereum. Normally I go through more of these altcoins for you guys. But this is where the money is right now. So I will do another video this week where I will do other altcoins. Okay, so probably Tuesday or Wednesday, keep an eye out. I'll do another stream where the purpose is to cover other altcoins. So whatever the fuck you want, sushi, fucking Dogecoin, YeFi, whatever the fuck you guys want, I'll cover it. But just in today's video, really wanted to focus on Bitcoin and ETH, and I really want these things to break the fuck up. Oh my God, I mean, there's still 400 of you watching. It's been almost 2 hours. This is awesome. I'm so grateful. I'm really going to try and make an effort to do more of these videos for you guys. I'll start mixing in some more educational content. I'm super appreciative of you guys just wanting to watch and listen. It's awesome, and I really enjoy doing it. Like, this shit makes me so happy. I love helping people. I love helping people, you know, make money at the end of the day. If anything I show you or share with you helps your trading in any way, that's an absolute win for me. So I will... I'll put a second rocket ship here. There we go. Here, we'll put this, and we'll put this here. Let's pray. Now we pray. So yeah, thank you guys all so much. I'll do a video, like I said, Tuesday, Wednesday. There's so many comments here, guys. I can't even keep up at this point. But I will do more videos in the future. I'll try and do another video this week. Where I cover more altcoins and stuff like that we weren't able to get to, and I do have a couple educational videos in the works. I just haven't been able to get them done because the market's been so crazy. But I hope everyone's making money. Like, at the end of the day, right? Perspective is everything, right? We're zoomed in. We're looking at this shit. Just remember where we were literally 30 days ago. Okay, 30 days ago we're here. Now we're here, right? So don't stress about this, right? This is not the end of the fucking world. Things still look good. Can it dump a little further? Sure, but we're still up like 100% from where we were 30 days ago. So keep that in mind. If you got any questions, hit me up. Link to my Discord is in the description of my Twitter if you want to join there. I have an educational section. It's way easier for me to chat with you guys in Discord as opposed to in Twitter. The DMs in Twitter suck. So hit me up on Discord, join the Discord, hit me up there. Thanks again to Prime for sponsoring this. Please show them some love. Use the link in the description. And that's all I got. Yeah, subscribe. New video every single week. I do one of these every Sunday, so at least one video a week, but I'm going to try and ramp that up as time goes on. All right, guys, thanks so much, and we'll talk to you soon.